If your inbox controls your day and your team asks permission for everything and you're checking your bank balance on a Sunday, hoping that you can pay your bills, this video will change that right now. I know what it feels like to miss a customer email because you're drowning in hundreds of others. To have that sinking feeling when you realize a supplier is about to cut you off because you forgot to pay an invoice. And I've been there. I've had to ask my partner to help with cash flow because I haven't got a plan. Those dreaded conversations are awful. And the worst part, I thought this was just what running a business was about. These stresses were something I had to accept. But here's what nobody tells you. The exhaustion, that constant stress, it's not because you're not working hard enough. Research shows that 84% of business owners work more than 40 hours a week. And according to a report from Slack and Salesforce, we're only getting about 1.5 hours of truly productive time each day. And that's not a time management problem, that's a systems problem. And I'm going to show you 5 very simple systems that take about 6 hours in total to set up. We'll give you back 60 to 90 minutes every single day. We just have to stop long enough to put them in place. So no expensive consultants, no complex software, just 5 fixes you can implement yourself this week. So let's get into it. I had an over $1 million business while working full-time for someone else. And the only reason that was possible was because I had no choice but to design it to run without me being there 40 hours a week. And what I learned is this: the systems that create the most freedom are the ones that are the simplest to implement. You don't need a complete overhaul. You need 5 targeted fixes that reduce your cognitive load immediately and give you the brain space back for the business. So today I'm going to walk you through these 5 systems, what each one does, why it matters, and exactly how to implement it for yourself in a really simple way. And I'll mention a couple of ways that AI tools can speed this up if you want that option, but you don't need them. These systems work with what you have. Let's start with one that's probably controlling your life right now, the email inbox. What you need is an email inbox triage system. And here's a stat that'll probably resonate. 33% of business owners, email is their number one time waster. And the average business owner loses 96 minutes every single day to wasted time, according to Atlassian, with email. That's 3 full weeks per year just gone. And we've all felt it, haven't we? That sinking feeling when you realize a customer email slipped through the cracks, or you missed paying a bill and your account got put on hold, or you just lost yourself in that never-ending email barrage. The problem is, your inbox is where your business trains everybody, your team, your customers, and your suppliers, and it depends on you. When you're always available, people never learn to solve problems themselves. And here's the fix. Create a simple triage system using folders and rules. Create 4 folders in your email inbox. 1 for action, stuff that needs your response straight away. 1 waiting, where you've delegated it and you're tracking the follow-up. 1 read, which is FYI only, and 1 archive, which is done. Set 3 inbox check windows, 9 a.m. for 20 minutes, 1 p.m. for 15 minutes, and 4 p.m. for 20 minutes. And turn off notifications in between those windows. Apply that 2-minute rule you've probably heard about before. If you can reply in under 2 minutes, just do it now. If it's going to take longer, move it to the action and schedule time in your calendar to handle it. If it's someone else's job, forward it to them with clear instructions and move it to waiting. Then create template responses, a customer inquiry acknowledgement, saying, I'll get back to you by a certain date, a referral to a team member, a standard information request, and any other standard form responses you might need. Store these in your drafts or in a shared document so your team can access them. What's the tech you need for that? It's your existing email account. That's it. Most people are on Gmail or Outlook. And now, if you want to speed this up, there are AI tools like Gmail's free smart categorization or SaneBox or Fix that'll do this sorting for you automatically. but you don't need them. The manual system works brilliantly. Once I turned my email box, and the amount of mental space that I had was surprising, and the satisfaction was amazing. I felt done at the end of the day instead of stressed. You'll reclaim 60 to 90 minutes of your day and reduce that constant interruption anxiety. The second is a weekly cash flow tracker. And let me be really honest here. There is no greater stressor than cash flow worries. Not knowing how you're going to pay your taxes, or knowing if you can clear that incoming container of goods, or having to ask your partner to help with cash flowing in the business. Those dreaded calls from suppliers when you're late on a payment. That long-term persistent stress, it's very hard on you and your loved ones. And here's the fix. A simple weekly tracker that takes 10 minutes to update. Create a spreadsheet with 7 rows. The week starting date, opening balance, expected money in, expected money out, projected closing balance, actual closing balance, and then a calculation for variance. Every Monday morning, and this is critical, make it a Monday morning so you start your week with clarity, check your actual bank balance. List expected receipts in the week, list expected payments for the week, and calculate your projected closing balance. It's really important that you make sure your accounts payable and accounts receivable are up to date before you do this. Set an alert if your balance drops below your comfortable minimum, whatever number that is that lets you sleep at night. Then review monthly. Are your projections consistently off? You can look at your variance and see what's going on there and build a buffer based on your average variance. And the tech you need, Google Sheets or Excel. Takes 45 minutes to set up and 10 minutes every Monday to update. Just stay on top of your books. And if you want automated forecasting tools that help with this, like Float or Puzzle that connect to QuickBooks or Xero, sometimes that's more complex. It's better to start with a spreadsheet, and it forces you to really look at your numbers, and that awareness alone is super valuable. From there, you can then implement more sophisticated tools. Once I had a simple tracker, I stopped doing those anxious Sunday night bank balance checks. I could see problems coming before they became crises, and I slept better. 3 is the decision rights matrix. Okay, 42% of business owners cite staff management as their biggest source of stress. But that's what most people miss, is that your team isn't incompetent. They're unclear and they're unempowered to decide. Everything comes back to you. Some entrepreneurs seem to prefer that. But if your staff have to ask permission for things they can just handle, you become the human router for every single question. And the problem isn't them. List the 10 most common decisions in your business, things like customer refunds, supplier payments, scheduling changes, complaints, pricing exceptions, inventory orders, expense approvals, and quality issues. Then decide for each one a level. Level 1 is where the team makes their own decision. They don't need approval. Level 2, the team decides and informs the owner afterwards. And level 3, the team makes a recommendation to you as the owner and you approve. And level 4 is only the owner makes the decision, and hopefully that's rare. Create a simple one-page table, decision type, level, examples, dollar thresholds where relevant. Share it with your team, review it together in 2 weeks, and adjust based on what's working. And the tech you need? A Google Doc or spreadsheet, 1 page. You want to save time creating this? You can ask ChatGPT to draft a framework based on your business type and then customize it with the GPT. It takes 15 minutes instead of an hour, and either way that works. Here's what happens. Industry benchmarks say that teams can handle decisions 60 to 70% of the time independently. If you enable that, your inbox drops dramatically. This isn't just about reducing your workload. It's about growing your business. It's about relieving you of the stress and strain of every day of your business. This single document will change how your business operates. System 4 is a customer service response library. The problem, you answer the same questions repeatedly. Every response feels custom. It takes longer than it should. Here's the thing. Customers need consistency, not creativity. Template responses equal faster service without sacrificing quality. And here's how you build this in about 90 minutes. Review your last 50 customer emails. Identify the top 10 patterns, things like order status inquiries, product questions, return requests, complaints, pre-purchase questions. Write a template answer for each one using a friendly tone and not robotic, and allow for personalization. Answer the question completely, set expectations for your team about how to answer questions, and an escalation path if needed. Store them where you and your team can access them. A shared Google Doc, if you have help desk software, or even just in email drafts. Create a quick guide for customization. For angry customers, start with the template structure, then personalize heavily. And for complex situations, use a template as a starting point and adapt with the details. What's the tech you need? Whatever you already have for email. These days, you can also paste a customer email into ChatGPT and ask it to draft a reply in your brand voice. Takes 30 seconds. But the templates work great too, and they ensure consistency across the team. Quality stays high, and everyone on your team can handle customer service in a way that you would like. You're no longer the only person who knows what to say. And System 5, the monthly operations review. Okay, this is a big one for long-term thinking. Here's what I've learned. Taking time to look at your business strategically at the 30,000 foot level helps you see what's working and what's not. It helps you prioritize the top 3 things that will truly make a difference in your business, rather than getting lost in all the detail. This is how you focus on products that deliver margin and stop supplying unprofitable ones, or how you calculate the true cost of doing business with a customer or a channel that actually might be a bit expensive, or how you spot patterns before they become problems. Block 90 minutes in your calendar on the last Friday of every month, a non-negotiable. Put it in there right now. In that 90 minutes, review 5 areas. Review the numbers. What's your revenue, margins, cash flow, forecast versus actual? What are you seeing as trends? And in your operations, what broke this month? What worked really well? What is the data telling you? And for your customers, any complaints or compliments worth noting? Any patterns that we need to address? And for your team, who needs support? Who's excelling and should be recognized? Based on everything you've reviewed, pick 1 to 3 things to improve next month, not 10, 3 maximum. Keep a simple log of your observations and actions. Review it every 6 months, and you'll start seeing patterns you've never noticed before. This single habit creates strategic thinking space. You catch problems earlier. You feel like you're running your business instead of it running you. This is what separates owners who build valuable businesses from those who just stay busy. So there's a pattern you'll notice. None of these systems require expensive consultants or perfect execution. What they do require is an hour or 2 of setup, consistency and use, and the willingness to refine as you go. When you implement even 2 or 3 of these systems, your cognitive load drops, your team becomes more capable, your stress decreases, and your business becomes less dependent on you, and that's more valuable too. That's how you build what I call an exit with options. Not through one big transformation, but through small systems that compound over time. And look, are there tools that can help? Digital tools, for example, sure, AI can speed up email sorting or cash flow. And if you're comfortable, use them. But sometimes the real transformation comes with the systems themselves, not the tools. So start simple. Use whatever you have. Use fancy tools later, once you've got a grip on it. The discipline matters more than the technology. So here's what I want you to do. Pick up one system from this video, just one. And if email is controlling your life, start with email triage. If money stresses keep you up at night, start with cash flow tracker. And if your team is asking you everything, start with a decision rights matrix. Implement it this week. Give it 2 weeks to settle in to become a habit, and then come back and add another one. Within 90 days, you'll have a business that feels fundamentally different, not because you worked harder, but because you designed better. And I've put together a more detailed article on my Substack. The link is in the description below, that breaks this down step by step and has instructions for you. Download the instructions, get going. And if you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel And I share practical strategies every week for business owners over 50 who want to reduce owner independency and build a business that gives them options, whether that's stepping back while keeping ownership or preparing for a strong exit down the track. You need better systems, you need more discipline, and you need to start building them today.